Welcome everybody to the University of Life. In this video, we will walk through the steps of how to make lye. First, you must choose a container that can hold water and that is not made of any kind of metal, which would react with the ashes and the water. First, we need to wash and clean the container that we plan to use. And depending on the spout that you will use, you will drill a hole through the container. I have chosen to use a 1-inch flat bit with my hand drill because electricity is very limited where I live. Once the bit is properly installed in your drill, proceed to drill through the bucket or container of your choice. When drilling the hole for your spout, make it as close to the bottom as you possibly can while leaving enough space for the installation of your spout. If in case a little bit of plastic is covering parts of the hole, use a knife or a blade to cut out the remaining plastic parts. To install your spout, simply slip it into your container or bucket from the inside with its rubber washer connected, and then tighten the outer nut, hopefully with a rubber washer as well, just to be safe. We don't want any leaks. Using a plumber's wrench, tighten it down further than hand tight. It's optional to give it a quick rinse. To install the nipple for your valve, either use Teflon or some type of thread sealer. I am using a special type of propolis wax made only from stingless bees. Thread one side of the nipple into the valve and then the other side of the nipple into the spout on your container or bucket. There ain't no bad by which at least a little bit of good don't come. Now it's time to test if there's any leaks. No leaks here, so let's continue. Release the water in your bucket by opening the valve. I am using a 1-ply 1/2-inch plastic tube that fits directly inside of a 1/2-liter bottle. Either burn or drill tiny holes all over that 1/2-liter bottle. I did try to get a job so we could survive. Not much luck in getting one, you know, they looked at me like... When the bottle looks like a good enough filter, install it into your bucket. First by threading the 1/2-inch tube into the inner side of the spout. And then fit the perforated bottle over the tube, just as planned. In order to keep the fine sifted ash from clogging up the holes in the bottle, we will use a little bit of straw. It is also possible to use fine plastic screen. I even threw in some roots just to be extra careful. Now we can begin to fill our container with fine sifted ash. Fill it up within an inch of the top and then make a small indentation in the middle to pour water in. Rainwater is better than tap water for leaching the ashes. You want to fill up completely the bucket with water and ash. The water will bubble and sink to the bottom, making a big hole. Continue to fill with water. When the water no longer seeps below the ash, Try stirring it, usually with a wooden stick or bamboo. Again, please do not use anything made of metal. Now you should add more ash and stir to make this as concentrated as possible.
Go up in smoke. Everything that I'd ever worked towards, they went. Studies and books, and many songs, photographs. My first child was born.
With a fine plastic colander, sift out any floating impurities.
Of the many places
You should find that it's mostly micro charcoal that has been floating above. This is very good to use in planter pots. Now cover the lye and let it rest for a few days. After 3 to 7 days, check on your lye again. Open the valve just a little bit so you don't get a big initial spurt. And once you notice a drop in pressure, then you can go ahead and open the valve all the way. Typically, it is a slow drip that will perhaps take half a day to get all the water out of your solution. But this water is now lye and will come out very clean. Notice that the water from above is getting very low. Now we can see no water from above, but it still has not finished draining. When the dripping completely stops, and from above you can see cracks in the fine ash, then you know it is finished and ready to put into bottles or use immediately. Using a hydrometer, you can see a density of 20 bricks. A good lye should be anywhere between 18 to 30 bricks. Here is an example of some of my homemade propolis soaps that if you would like to learn how to make these in the next video, comment this below. Thank you for watching the University of Life on how to make lye. Be sure to like and subscribe this channel and this video so that you can learn more in the future of how to live in harmony with what is all around us. This is the University of Life, your practical guide in the jungle.